So it is 5 after. So, Karen, whenever you're ready, you may get started.
Okay. So first of all, I'm lucky enough now that I'm part of Marcy's tribe. Thank you, Marcy. And
You're
it's been
welcome.
fantastic. So I've always been about natural items and products, but now I really get the whole what I'm eating and all of that. So it's been terrific. So 15 years ago, I started a business. It was very simple, Scented Soaps by Karen. It was just soaps. I was going to make it natural. All my ingredients were going to come from the United States of America, period, end of sentence. And that is what worked for me. And so I'm one of the very lucky ones that was able to go off, and I ended up being able to get anything I needed right away because everything was coming right from the States. And the other thing was I was able to talk to different people in Ohio and well, I'm in Massachusetts, so different people that needed the business. So I gave them the business. And I'm not saying I don't order on Amazon. I do that a lot, but that's beside the point. So let me tell you a little bit about my product. I started making products like my soaps, olive oil, glycerin, shea butter. I add rose hip to it, vitamin E. Vitamin E is a natural preservative. And so I figured, why would I put anything but vitamin E in it? Vitamin B5, because when you put B5 and you have something with B5, it absorbs into your skin. Why make something if it's not going to absorb into your skin? So that was wonderful. I ended up doing that with the soap. I talked to 8 stores, and 8 stores took my products immediately the first year I was in business. Since then, over the past few years, I've decided I deal with one spa. She buys all my products, uses them on her clients, and one small store that's in the Mass area. It got too crazy. It was insane. It was hard to keep track of all the inventory and all of that, because one of them was consignment and so on. So I decided that I'd just like really go full force into everything I was doing, everything else. So I started with by the way, everything's paraben free, toxin free. I have a list of it's soy and sulfate free, vegan, cruelty free, and I could keep going on. There's no alcohol in anything. And that's usually the first thing that you can see on the back of a bottle of anything that you buy, like shampoo, even alcohol, something, 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 alcohol. I make shampoo, I make detangler and conditioner. And the reason I'm talking about that is I just went to my 50 year. I did a live feed today and I was talking about that, but I went to my 50-year high school reunion. It was amazing. A lot of my friends, their hair is thinning, and it could be because maybe they need to get onto the right vitamins and so on and so forth. But I made this product intentionally for an older person. It's a detangler, and it's a leave-in conditioner, and everything about it has Pro B5 in it. It has everything about it is wonderful and good for you. So the way I look at it is, I work with this company. They do the hard work for me. They send it to me, and then I add a few of my little secret ingredients into it, and it works. And I always use the product on myself and my family of 3 daughters and 7 grandchildren. They use everything before it leaves, goes out there. And so everybody was talking about this at my 50-year reunion, and they kept saying, "Look how thick my hair is." And I was like, and nothing personal, but I didn't think it got really thick. But I just said, it looks really good though. It looks like it has some body to it. And this is what's supposed to give you body to your hair. So this is natural, as well as something else that is a really big deal to me. And if you have animals and you don't want your animals, if you spray something in a room, you don't want your animals to have anything happen to them from licking their paws or whatever. This is a spray, and this is the Christmas one. I have them in, tea, mint and lemon and green tea, and I have them in a lot of things, and it's naturally neutralized. So that's really important to know. I tell everyone, keep a bottle in your bathroom, keep a bottle somewhere else, and please give it to the kids that are going to college. Give it to one of them, because you could spray it on clothes. You can spray it in the air, and it is, like I said, it's naturally neutralized with all the right ingredients. I add the scent, and a lot of people are asking me. Some people will say, "I really would love rose. Would you make a rose?" And so I'll make that. If it sells well over 4 or 5 months, I'll keep it. If it doesn't, I take it off my list. But I always make it for that person.
So what exactly is that product for?
So it's just a room and fabric spray.
Okay,
I had no intention of making something like this, but someone asked me, and I said, that is a great idea. So it's a
I
room and
like it.
fabric spray. Yeah.
Got
So
it.
that was the other thing that I had gotten into. The other thing, I have baby products. Like I said, I have 7 grandchildren. So 11 years ago, my first grandchild was born, and I have the baby lotion, the baby face wash, yeah, everything for the baby. And I know what's in it. And, I just make tons of it. My mother also uses that. She says it's really gentle on her skin, so she loves that. So the baby products are really good to know about. I have products for the kiddos, like I have this soap, but it's a jiggly soap and they have fun with it. It's good for a stocking stuffer. I don't sell it all year long because it's just not it's just more of a fun thing to buy around Christmas time. So I have that. I have men's products. They were asking for after shave, some sort of soap that would be good on their skin. I have bergamot mixed in with it. I have all sorts of like really nice scents that I let my husband try, my brother, everybody tries everything, and if there are times that they are not great, and that's that. I also sold my stuff on Beacon Hill in Boston. I've also sold to Africa, several stores in Africa. I can't tell you what the stores are. I got a call several years ago from New Jersey from this person, and I thought there was something was wrong with the IP code. It didn't look right. Turned out, long story short, someone had seen me somewhere. Had an Amazon store at the time. I think I still have it. I just don't use it. But they found me, and so what they did is I then sent it to them, and they sent it to a warehouse. It just sounded all very whatever, but they paid me and everything. So I knew it was okay. And they had special boxes that they had made up. So I had to make sure all my soap was the right size. The funny thing is, they said to me, I need 400 bars of each. And they said, can you do that? I said, of course. And I'm like, I don't think I can do that. But I did it and it worked out. And that's when I started realizing I could do a lot more than I thought. So it's in Ireland, it's in Australia. Canada, yeah, it's getting, I do what I can with Canada because I have a lot of connections in Canada, but it's very difficult to get it back and forth to Canada. It's a whole story. Maybe everybody knows. But anyway, so I have a lot of different products for a lot of different people, and I wanted to make sure I told you that. I also have stuff like cracked hands lotion. I was doing a show in the Concord, Mass area, and somebody stopped by. He's a construction worker, and he said, "I have really, really, really dry hands, and they're all cracked." And I said, "Well, do me a favor, put some of this on the cracked hands lotion, walk around, and then come back and tell me what you think." And he bought all the cracked hands lotions that I had. It has Australian tea tree oil in it, and tea tree. Some people love it. It can have kind of to me a bit of a scent to it that I'm not crazy about. So I usually add like a little bit of lemon, a little bit of lime to offset that. But so the cracked hands lotion is really big. The eczema lotion's big. My sister-in-law had eczema. I said, "Oh my God, what can I do for her?" Next thing you know, I was making eczema lotion, which, and all of this is listed on my site. So I don't want to bore you with all the details, but I made the eczema for her. And then I found out that she gave some of it to someone that had lupus. And she said to me at the funeral, the husband came up and said, "I cannot tell you what we just couldn't have done without that lotion." And I mean, that's wonderful,
Yeah.
right? Because you feel like I don't care if I make the difference in just one person's life. Then my aunt ended up with cancer. So I said, "Oh, I've got to do something for her." She had the radiation treatments, she had surgery. So she had a big scar across her neck. And she said, "Karen, they're doing everything they can for me, but the lotions and everything they're giving me, they're really bothering me." I said, "Well, what's in them?" And she says, "A lot of petroleum." I said, "Ooh,
Terrible.
petroleum." Oh,
Yeah.
so I just said, "Let me see what I can do." And so I made her up a concoction. I sent it to her. She was in Canada, and I sent it to her. She said, "I cannot tell you. This is like a miracle." So then it went to the cancer center, and some people that then you start donating it because you don't feel
Right.
right doing it any other way. Then my daughter, one of her sons had that acne that babies get, and
Yeah.
the next day the acne was gone. So that's a really great product. They're all really good products, but these are the products that have made a difference in a lot of
Yeah.
people's lives. And so that makes me, very, very happy. I have a face cream that is it's a face moisturizer. It's a huge, huge seller. My mother will always say, if she's running low of this. She's 88 and she's convinced that, she's going to end up with no wrinkles, in a couple of years. I said, Mom, I don't know if I can promise anything like that. But when she's running low on this, she just kind of panics. But this is a moisturizer with grapeseed oil, carrot seed oil, all the good stuff. I
Yeah.
think that's good for you. And I did not want to, I was thinking if I went to a store, I want something for under my eyes, I want something for my face, but I don't want to pay for both. So I concocted something. It took me a while to get it just right. So it's all in one. And
Nice.
then I ended up with a cream that goes with it and a face mask, which is a clay face mask because I don't like the other products or ingredients that go in those other face masks. Charcoal. I know it's a lot of people think it's great, but I just read some stuff about it, and so I stopped making that one. It's just the clay mask that I make. Um, am I talking too much?
No, I love it. You've got me reeled in. And I want you to tell everybody how old you are because I think you look great. I think your skin is amazing.
Oh, thank you. I'm 82.
No, no. You just said your mom was 88.
I know. I'm 68.
Yeah,
68. Yeah, and my husband just turned 70, so yeah.
no.
I don't know where the time went. But thank you for
Yeah,
saying that.
yeah.
That is
Don't blink. The time goes. Yeah,
It's the truth. It's the truth. I tell that to my daughters all the time whenever any of the kids are they're not acting up, but they're just going through whatever. And I'm like,
yeah,
that's over in a heartbeat. Don't worry about it. So
yes.
the other thing I wanted to tell you is I started making perfume, but a lot of my friends and people that are repeat buyers, some of them are very sensitive to smell. I'm very careful on the scent that I put in it too. It's not crazy, but it's definitely, you know it and you say, oh, wow, lilacs or whatever. I started making this in a tube and it's made with local beeswax. It's made with apple fruit. It's just really, really olive oil. It's a really, really good perfume if you want to have just a little bit of a scent and you're not really big into perfume, but you want to smell like something more than mothballs or something. I don't know. Not that anyone smells like mothballs. So this is my, I smelled somebody that had, she said, do I smell? She looked at me and I said, of course you don't smell. And she said, you don't smell mothballs? I said, well, I do smell mothballs, but well, that's from me. But anyway, that just happened to make me think of that. But this
Yeah.
is how I make it now. It used to come in a jar, but now it comes in a stick. Because that way you don't have to touch it. You can just
So
roll it
what
on.
scents do you have?
I only make one, honeysuckle. I
Okay.
make I make this one because my grandmother who lived to 101 years old, that was her favorite scent. So I was sort of doing it based on her. And when I was in Canada visiting her one day, I said, Grandma, your skin is so soft. And I meant nothing more than it was. I was holding her hand in her arm. I just said, you're so soft. She said, that's because I use scented soaps by Karen. And I said, oh, if I could have got a video of a 101-year-old person saying that,
Yes,
it would have
yes,
been amazing. But
yes.
anyway, so I do this only in honeysuckle, and then if I get enough people interested in the new thing in the tube, maybe I'll have to put I'll do some sort of a contest and ask, what do you want? Because that's how I always get the
Okay,
right
okay.
scent. And the lotions come in two sizes. So there's the Malibu and then this one. And then I started making crepe lotion 3 years ago. I didn't know what crepe skin was. I really felt silly that I didn't know that, but someone said, do you make crepe anything for crepe skin? And I said, and then I realized what it was.
Yeah,
So many people use the lavender in the evening and the tangerine during the day. It's great to use on your neck. It's great to use
yeah.
all over here. It's a very, very good skin product. And the other thing about my prices, it's so important to me that I kept my prices. Everything went up, of course, right? Everything goes up. But you can still manage to keep your prices within you don't have to go up a whole lot. You might have to go up a couple dollars on something or $10 on something that now just went from $40 for a particular ingredient to $82. You have to go up a little
Mm.
bit more. So there's no choice over that one. And people still buy it. So obviously that does help. So anyway, I basically have everything from and people are still buying this in other states, the natural bug spray. I started making this because I don't like DEET, and I hear all about
Oh,
DEET, and
it's
people are,
terrible.
it's awful. So I started making this. I sold it to a place in Jackson, New Hampshire called the Christmas Farm Inn and Spa, and I sold it to them for about 10 years. And they're always outside and they were doing, they're going through the woods and doing all this stuff. And the owner of the place said, "This is like miraculous." But I make a lotion also. And there's a little boy who was 8 years old, who is 8 years old, and his mother wrote to me and said he cannot go outside and play. He just can't go out. He has terrible reaction from a mosquito, which my grandson has also, not with this though, but he had it originally. And so I said, well, let me see what I can do. So I made I made a soap, I made a lotion, and I had the spray. And she bathed him in the soap. She said he was out all day today, and the only thing he came home with was mud all over his body, but no mosquito bites. And I'm not saying you're
Nice.
not going to get one or two mosquito. I don't know, but
Yeah.
people that use this, my husband, everyone out on a tractor, wherever you might be,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
use it, and it's, I mean, it's been around for the whole 15 years, and it's like people everywhere are talking about it. I don't mean to blow my own horn.
No,
This is
you're
my
here to
gold.
tell us about your products. That's
Yeah,
okay.
this is gold. This is like,
Yeah.
I have probably about 30 left, and that's, I'm gonna have to start remaking it. But
I can't wait to tell people in Michigan about that. We really don't have mosquitoes out here in Wyoming, believe it or not. It's so
I'm
pleasant.
so surprised.
Colorado, yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
Colorado, we didn't. Wyoming, no. But Michigan, I would have to wear a flannel shirt in the summer to take a dog out because the mosquitoes will carry you off.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
That's a
yeah,
sight. That's a sight.
yeah,
Well, anyway, I just wanted to tell you also that it's not just because I have grandchildren, it's because so many people are always interested in so many products that are for the kiddos, like I said. So I have these two. I don't make a whole lot of this. I will sell the rest of these and I probably won't do anything like this, but it sort of was a request. This is the only thing that has alcohol in it. It's the scent is bubble gum. All the kids love the bubble gum, but it's a hand rinse. So it has the amount of alcohol that you need in it, but you put your hands out and your hands are rinsed and then they dry because of the alcohol. So I wanted something a step up. And actually, before the pandemic, obviously none of us knew what was happening or what was going to happen. I don't know why, but I bought, jugs and jugs of hand sanitizer. I don't know. I had it and I'll never use this. During the pandemic, oh, look, people were saying, can I have six at a time? And I was, yep, absolutely. And then I
yeah,
said, now, then I have to go give to the police station. I would drop a box off and my kids would say, Mom, stop dropping boxes off in front of the police station. They're going to arrest you. And I said, no, they have hand sanitizer in it there. It's going to be good. But the thing is that I was able to, through the whole pandemic, I was able to fill everybody's orders. I was able to do everything they needed. I sent them a little bit of soap, and said, wash your hands. I showed them how to make their own Clorox bleach.
yeah,
I showed their wipes. I mean, the wipes. I said, there's so many
yeah,
things you can be doing now. You don't have to, freak out because you can't find anything. And
yeah,
then we find out that it is what it is. But I don't want to go
yeah.
there. But that's a whole other story. So,
Yes.
so the hand sanitizer is for mostly because the kids love it, and so there's so many kids that so many people that have children that want to buy children's
Yeah,
products too.
yeah. And I like a healthy hand sanitizer. We do have a recipe on our site to make a homemade hand sanitizer because hand sanitizer from the store is terrible.
I
And
know.
something that maybe people don't realize as we're sitting here talking about natural products is when you put these things on your skin, they're in every organ of your body in
Right.
26 seconds. And
Oh,
so the first thing is when we eat our good nutrition, the gut can do its job. And the thing is, the kidneys and liver were designed to detox from toxins. So that shouldn't be coming from our food, right? So then we
r-
get our gut right, but then we also get our skincare right. And we are really saving our kidneys and liver a lot of work.
mm-hmm. Yep.
Huge.
Yep.
It is huge.
I don't think that a lot of people realize that when you put a product on your skin, what you have to think about what you're doing. You're like, this is an open jar of my it's shea and aloe and some different ingredients. When you put that on your skin, and especially because I add B5, so it absorbs into your skin, you better be sure that that's going to be good for you. I mean, I use it
Yeah.
every day, and you don't want to be spraying bug spray on you. I mean, even though it doesn't have DEET or anything bad, you want
Yeah.
to make sure you're getting the quantities right. You have to there's a whole lot. My father before he passed away, the last thing he said to me is he says, you definitely are the nutty professor, because I was always, coming up with a concoction. I'm like, I know what I can do. I could do this. So that would work. And I have thrown away a lot of things also. I won't say I'm not satisfied if something isn't just right. And then once I get it right, it goes into a book. My kids will have it someday if they want to continue on, have
Yeah.
at it. But
Yeah.
the recipes, a lot of people have said, could you just give us the recipe for the bugs? I said, no,
No,
not
no,
that
that's
one.
not, I mean it, and that's the same thing. And you guys know how intense the program is, and there's hundreds of hours of teaching. But I have people that do that to me too. Can't you just tell me what to do? Like, no, if I could tell you in 20 minutes, I would tell you and I would retire. It's not that
Right,
simple. And what you do
right,
isn't that simple. And you've worked for it and you've earned it and you deserve to have your proprietary rights to it. There's nothing wrong with
correct.
that.
Yep, yep. No, agreed. But anyway, I have a new studio that was just built outside. You've probably seen some of the
I've seen
pictures.
it.
And this is a little studio, and I have a mail room over there. I have a room where all my products are over there, and I work in that room. It is a mess. And I just use these three rooms. So this is where I come up with ideas. I set up my live feeds here. Like I said, I work there, and then I have my own mailroom. And when I go to the post office, I have next day, if someone puts an order in, it's really important to me because I don't like to wait for orders myself. So when
Yeah.
someone puts an order in, I pull them off at a certain time every night, and then it gets filled for the next day and it goes out priority. I have the labels made here. I pay for them. I go to the post office and I say, here you go. And every single thing that you buy from me, if you were to buy this bar of soap here, which is my new grapefruit and bergamot soap, if you were to buy this, it comes wrapped in tissue paper with a label on it, with a ribbon around it, and then slipped in a bag. I believe in the presentation. I want people
Yeah.
to look at it as, even if it's not for them, it's a gift,
Yeah.
and then I
Yeah.
also give a freebie to everybody. Everyone for 15 years has gotten something free, every single
Nice.
order. I just remember years and years ago, I got something around Christmas time and they put two peppermints in. And I said, look at this. They gave me two peppermints.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
so excited.
Just extra. They're being thoughtful. Brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's about, I mean, I have so many other things that I have. I don't want to just talk too much.
Well, that's this tonight's about your products. Talk all you
All
want.
right. This massage oil. The massage oil is amazing. So this is really, really good. Let's just say you have do you get those little cuts between and your fingers, or do your heels get really dry and are they uncomfortable? Or some people get ingrown toenails. And I mean, this is from the spa. When I brought it over to the spa, she said people were just like, oh my God, what did you bring to me? Well, the point is that you take this. It has rosemary in it. It has a lot of good things in it, and you put it on your hands and it's water soluble. So it's not like you're getting oil. It's not going to feel greasy. I don't like that at all. So you put the massage oil on the spot that you need. And I always recommend put a little pair of socks on. And the next morning you wake up, I promise you, your feet are going to be as soft as as
Nice.
a baby's behind, as they say.
I
But
love it.
so this is the massage oil that gets used on everyone's face and everything at the spa in in the next town over. So she buys every single item I have, minus the kids stuff, so she uses everything from me.
Nice.
Which is kind of it's flattering to know that everybody buy, and then I give her a bunch of stuff that she then sells, and she sells it for whatever she wants. I always say to her though, be careful that you don't overcharge for the products, because they can go to my website, and if they want to buy the crepe lotion and you sell it for $60 or something crazy, they're going to,
Yeah,
you won't
absolutely.
be selling it. You won't be selling
Right.
it. But
Right.
anyway, holidays are coming, so I have lots of things ready for people, and like I said, next day service. So that's really
Okay.
important to me. Yep.
Nice. Yeah, I gift a lot of like lavender. My daughter-in-law loves lavender. So I like to put a lavender basket together for her, right?
Yep.
So my husband likes a body spray. Like, you know that, what is that? I Axe So do you,
It's really acts as very strong.
yeah, do you make anything? He doesn't put it on strong. I make that face because I know it's not good for our body and our skin. So do you make any kind of body spray that a man might use?
So I do make for the men, no, because they don't seem that interested in it. But I do have 1,000 Wishes, which is a hydrating mist. And then I have several of them. This is Citrus Princess Lily with a scent in it. I have lilac. And I started making this because people that were going through the change were getting overheated. So they keep it in the refrigerator. Or
Yeah.
when they go to the beach or wherever, they would keep it in their cooler. So this is a mist, which is a wonderful product. No, there's nothing in it that would be bad for you. You know that. I don't have to keep
Right,
saying that.
right.
But I don't make anything for men except for I think in my men's line, I have a spray, but it's not a spray. It's an aftershave. It's more for
Okay.
your. It's not it's a hydrating mist. I do make one for men. For men, I just don't have any on my shelf here, but I do have
Okay.
a hydrating.
So
So it's a hydrating mist.
I can find
But
that
you
on
won't
your
find anything
website.
with Axe. You might find something with bergamot and lime and
Yeah, and I
um
don't even he'll even tell me if I'm the one running to the store. He doesn't even mind it. He doesn't care what the scent is. He just likes to. I don't know.
so what does he want to do? What is
He
his end
just kind of
result?
sprays it on his body, like when he gets, when he's gets out of the shower. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely, and that's the other thing about my business. You have to tell me, there are people that have to say to me, Karen, you know what? You don't have this. You have a lot of citrus. You have some floral, but you know what I really want? And that's why I started making it the Fraser fir, which this is. So
Oh,
it's Fraser fir, but it's lavender and Fraser fir. And
okay.
I did it because it has a little bit of a different scent. I make so much lavender. I grow lavender. I
I
dry the
love
lavender.
I love
Yeah.
lavender. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a biggie. I sell a ton of it. So that's probably the biggest one. And then citrus would be the tangerine,
Yeah.
apple. I have grapefruit. There's just so many. I have many types of coffee soap. A coffee soap is really great for you. I take
Ooh.
coffee beans and I just kind of put them on the top of it. And there's a strawberry and orange. And I have an after sun lotion, which is a strawberry orange scent. And so then I made the strawberry orange soap, half of it's strawberry, half of it's orange, and lots of lemon. I'm just looking really fast. I have so many things over there. Peach, you
And
know,
everything's on your website.
everything. Yes. Yeah. I
Nice.
wouldn't,
Okay.
yeah. So now I
And
feel like I
what is your website? I'm going to type it in here, but then I'll also send it out tomorrow with this video and I will post it in our group. But what is it?
okay. So it's scented soaps by Karen.com.
It's okay. So I needed to put let's try that.
You can do the W.
I did the
You
www, but
It
I
should,
want to,
if you went to your Google bar and typed in scented soaps by Karen, my site will come right up.
yeah,
It's
it
one of
will.
the,
I'm sure it will. I'm just trying to put a link here, and for some reason, it's not linking. That's really weird.
okay.
I wanted them to be able to click on it, but
Well, you tried.
yes, yes. But I'll send it out with this in the morning. And no, I love this, and I love have known you for. Geez, when I was doing the networking events with Sedalia Designs, that's how Karen and I met. And
Yep,
so marketing business together. And I'm embarrassed that I've never tried your products. I didn't know they were,
it's fine.
I didn't know
No,
that.
well, I bought your products.
Well, thank you.
No, actually, I couldn't believe how many things you would have go. She, I did anyone watch her when she was selling all of that 50 pairs of earrings? I don't know how you kept
Yeah,
track of
Nadine. Yeah.
everything.
Well,
Yep, no.
I had a team. I mean, like
Oh,
you said, it was, I mean, you're doing this yourself and my
yeah,
business brain is already going, oh my God, you could have a warehouse and 20 employees and da 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 da. But if that's not what you want, I get it. But
yeah.
no, I had a staff. I don't like to call people staff. I don't like to say people work for me. They worked with me.
Mhm.
And yeah, we had 7 to 9 people. Um, doing, you know, it was not just the Marcy show. It was, it was a production. And
Well, you
so
have
that
all of
made it easier to do it.
your vitamins and everything. You have to be in, you have so much
Well,
going
I
on.
don't run, so I own the supplement company. We make the decisions in the supplements, but that actually our facilities in Georgia. So I don't, so when I sold the jewelry company and I started the supplement, I started the supplement company about a year before we sold Sedalia Designs. And I knew I did not want to take on another business where I would have to be so hands-on. So with Sedalia
Yeah.
Designs, if someone called in sick, I filled their shoes. And so with Sedalia Designs, I worked in shipping. I designed jewelry. I made jewelry. I did sales. I did sales training. Whatever needed to be done, I did. And I knew I did not want to take that on again with the supplement company. So our facility is not, it's not even in Wyoming. So um I I don't do much with it other than approve what supplements we will sell.
Yeah. Well, that's the
So
most important thing.
it is, and it's actually I have learned so much about the FDA because of it, because they act like they're not involved in supplements, but they are.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, back to Karen. This isn't about Marcy and Scho.
No, I think that I pretty much have told I have things like bath salts with pink Himalayan sea salt, only pink Himalayan sea salt. That's what I um this is left I just because I did a live feed this morning, and I just send a little wooden spoon with it. You do not need a lot of anything when you're doing everybody overdoes it. And I always say to everyone, you just need a little bit. It's a
Yeah,
little bit
yeah,
goes a long way.
yeah.
So yeah, so I do that as well. And one of the things I also do is I do a lot of donations. I do because
Nice.
that's really important because I've been very fortunate to have started off and just everybody wanted to buy my product. I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. The one thing I will tell you about having a natural product is you do become. I used to watch you all the time and say, "Oh, I don't think I'm eating right." It's like I am. But the day I called you was going to be the day I was going to say, I'm doing it. I wasn't going
Yeah,
to say,
yeah,
well, let me think about it. I'll come back.
yeah.
So that was the other, yeah. So I don't know. I just wanted to throw that in there. But
Yeah, well, I know you were, yeah, we met and you were
like,
in.
yep,
Yeah,
okay, sign me up, lifetime. Here
yeah.
we go.
And I remember talking to you and you do eat well. You were eating well.
I,
But,
I, yeah.
but
There's a big but in there,
yeah, yeah. But you know
literally.
what? I mean, but that's like me trying to pretend like I know what you do. You
Yeah.
know, it's there's so much more to what you do. There's so much more to what I do. It's different businesses, and
And
when
my
you
husband feels better too. And I'm trying to, and he's lost quite a bit of weight. Men always lose weight so fast. I don't know. It's just crazy.
that's why
But
I
I
say
only
they're jerks. Men are jerks because they lose weight faster than we do. So
Well, you know what really got me with all of this is I have this whole sciatica thing going on, and I'll just say it quickly. So, Marcy, your food and what you tell us to do, it's important for us to take off, even if it's 5 pounds or it's 10 pounds, because it will help us with the. I don't want
yes,
to be a burden to anybody someday. You know what
yeah,
I mean? And
yes.
so if I take care of myself, and as I said, my husband is taking care of himself, he feels better. And my goal is to get him off of he's on two medications. I know he could be off of those medications.
Well, and
I
how
know he
you've
doesn't.
been eating with me 2 months, is it?
I'm going on 2 months, yes. The second
And
month.
how
So
much
it's
has he
six.
lost?
Well, he also was building my shed, but after he stopped that, he lost about 10 pounds since he started with me. He
Okay,
lost
so
it.
he didn't start right
He started eating with me, but then he would go to the cookie jar and eat a real
oh,
sugar cookie. And I said, you can't have any of my special little things, the brownies that I made, because you're eating by the way, your food and I think it should be people should know your brownie. I made your brownies yesterday. God, they're good.
Did you make the mint or the black bean or the moose tracks
Nope.
bars? What did you
Nope.
make?
I made the ones that you take the dates and you put them in a food processor, a little bit of coconut oil, a little bit of hot water, some walnuts, and
Like
I
the
the
ones with very few ingredients.
yes, and when you put it in a food processor, it is amazing. And then when they come out, they're chewy, brownie, like
Yeah.
delicious.
Yeah.
So like that excited
Good.
me. I like sweets. So
No, that's awesome. That if that's going to keep you on track, that's what those
yeah,
recipes are for. That's amazing.
yeah,
But yeah, you can't eat this way and go to the cookie jar and eat something that's got the other foods in it and see the results. So,
right.
so even so if he's lost 10 pounds, but if he keeps this up, he will be off the medications and continue to lose weight. So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That
So anyway, thank you so much for inviting me today and
Yeah,
to do
I'm
this. I feel,
excited. I want
yeah,
to hear more about your Christmas products and scents. Do you want to talk about that for a few minutes?
sure. So there is a lotion and it's called the Christmas, well, it's not called the Christmas Farm and Spa lotion anymore. I call it Winter Wonderland. As I said a minute ago, I used to do a lot of work for 10 years with a place in Jackson, New Hampshire. And I did everything I was selling to them. And I would do like they had a little room, it was called Sugar and Spice. So my sugar scrub was Sugar and Spice, with mulberry and everything. It was always just a play on the name. I've renamed this Winter Wonderland because I am no longer working with them. They left and some new people came in and I figured 10 years with them was great. I don't want to start from fresh. But I have a Christmas soap that I make and it's just a square or a rectangle. It's olive oil, glycerin, and shea, and it has the same scent so you can have this with it as well. So if you were ever looking to buy somebody a bunch of Christmas things, what I
Yeah.
usually find that people like, they like a Christmas soap, they like a lotion, whether it comes in this or the smaller one, all the same scent. And then they usually like the mist that I just showed you a minute ago, the Christmas mist. That's brand new. Yeah. So they like to take this, bring it with a soap, and then it's already wrapped from me. And then if they want to rewrap it, they can. And if you need like bags and things like that, I put bags in for you like to just put everything into a bag. I also have candy cane and peppermint lip balm, all the lip balms I was talking about, coconut and candy cane lip balm. I made so many of them because so many people wanted different ones. I dropped a bunch of them because I had like 30 and I said we're going to just do 15. We're
Yeah.
going to make
Yeah.
them going to be
It
simple. But
it
the
can get
candy cane
crazy.
is huge. It
Yeah.
does. It does.
Yeah.
And I always want to take on if someone would tell me to make something that I have not talked about, I love to hear that. I love to
Yeah.
know what is it that, I'm not making because
Yeah.
I make elderberry, everything. I make I'm just looking over there. I make guest size soaps so that when you go to a hotel, I never obviously use their stuff, but a lot of people that I know will say, "Can I have the guest size soaps?" And if they're small soaps, and when you get them, you just take them to the hotel with you, and then when you're done, you can leave them behind, and you don't feel like you've
Nice.
yeah.
But
There's
you
so
could
there's
put
small
together a whole gift basket with those. How fun.
right. I do, and
Yeah.
I do have these they're in like, bags like this with zip bags. I have a lot of
Okay.
zip bag items. So if you look under gift sets on my site, you'll see that. And then if you can't think of anything, I have a gift card you could buy if you really can't think of
Okay.
anything for a certain person. But
Nice.
lots of hostess gifts. And one thing that I don't know if you can see it way, no, you can't. So these were huge. I have one left. I won't be making any more because they were just for around the Halloween, Thanksgiving time. And there are three small soaps in it, a pumpkin spice, a peaches and cream, and something else that I can't remember off the top of my head. But this is how a lot of things will go out. They'll go out in some kind of a
Nice.
box. So always
Very
wrapped and there'll
nice.
be something on there. So
And I was able to get your link up. When I put the HTTPS, I missed the H. And so I noticed
oh
that. So if anyone opens the chat, they can link, there is a link to her website in the chat. But I will be mailing it out in the morning as well.
okay.
So have you ever done anything? So I don't know if you're familiar with opium cologne. That's my scent. So it's more
I've
like a
I know
Must,
of it.
it's I don't even know how to explain it.
Earthy, woodsy, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Have
Yes,
you,
I do. So I do.
okay.
But I do, but so one of the products I just came up with, and I only do it in the I don't know if I even really love this. Hold on a second. I mean, I just put these two aside and said I don't have any left. Yeah, that's it. So it's a citrus lily and it has a lot of different scents in it, but I think I could make that. I think
Yeah.
I could not this one. I think I could make it so it would smell more like yours. Now, the other thing I did over the summer is I tried so hard to recreate the copper tone. I made a lotion and I tried to, I'm not even supposed to say it on Facebook when I was on there. They were going to pull me down if I had said it one more time. But I went to the store to buy the copper tone, and it is not like it was when I was a kid. It's not the same smell. It has stuff in it
No,
that I've never heard of in my
it
life,
does not smell. No, 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 no.
but I was able to recreate it, and it took things like rum, it's different scents
Okay.
that, and I had to
Okay.
be on what I could remember. And so then I sent it to my friends from the Cape, and I said, "What do you think?" And then I finally got this is terrible, this isn't it. And then I finally got spot on, you did it. So I started making that, and a lot of people want that. They want to have a scent they remember, just like
It's a warm
you
fuzzy.
it is. It's a warm
Yes.
fuzzy. So I'm like, that is
Yes.
yeah, I could try, I'll
Yeah.
try it. So, but yeah, I could try making that. So far right now, all I have in a perfume is the honeysuckle.
Okay. Yeah, I
So,
like the muskier more the
right.
type of I've worn opium since I was 19 years old. And now I'm wearing opium black, so it's a little different. But here's the thing that people may not realize is most of your perfumes and colognes are going to have about 100 chemicals in them. So the
They're
average
gonna have what?
woman, about 100 chemicals, over 100 chemicals in a perfume or cologne that are going to soak into your organs. So when women are getting ready, so say you're doing your morning routine or whatever time you do it, and you shower with all your shower products and then your lotions and then your perfumes and all your goodies, we end up putting over 500 chemicals on our body in the morning if we're not using quality products,
Hmm.
if we're not being aware and paying attention. So that's taxing the liver and kidneys and causing health issues.
And Marcy, it's not difficult. I would like to say it is difficult, and I'm just I came up with this spectacular idea, and I did come up with a lot of great ideas. But I have to tell you, it doesn't. It's not a big deal when you say to somebody, I have bug spray. There's no alcohol in it. Well, what is in there? This was sold at Neiman Marcus for a while in Boston, and it has the hydrating mist in it. That's all. Well, it has a lot of things in it. It has many ingredients, but it has a hydrating mist. That's the thing that soaks. That's the thing I think you're talking about. All the ingredients that go into that, they have to lavender. What will keep ticks away? I used to have a product called Ticked Off. And I just thought, you know what, I'll put some things in here. And I tested it. I mean, we all tried this. It worked on everybody that, they ended up with, I didn't get any ticks. They'd say, and Cape Cod had a horrible, they have so many ticks. So this was sold at a place called Mermaids on Cape Cod. And she said, I need it for some of my mermaid friends. And I'm like, okay. And so she put it in her store, and they started using it. And I think the review is on my website. This
Okay.
is video of her talking, and she said, this is amazing. So the point that I was trying to make is that you don't have to always think of perfume as alcohol. I mean, you just
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
have to. You could, there are really top notch, good quality mists, hydrating mists with, if you know the right place,
Okay.
and I will, and again, everyone's local. So I know where I'm getting my stuff from. And I don't buy small amounts. When I say I want something, I'll say, please put vitamin A in it, vitamin E, vitamin B5. I want some shea, I want this, I want that. I'll finish it up here. And I buy it now in the drums.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but I do, and I remember when I used to buy them in the small little containers,
Yeah.
but I do still small batches. And I say small batches like 30 at a time, And then, I see it getting a little low, like I just mentioned before. They were probably 60 up there. So then I'll start, making it again. I want it to be fresh, fresh, fresh. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
going to, and that's why Whole Foods wanted to buy my stuff years ago. And I was excited, but then I thought, I don't know about how long it's going to sit on their shelf. And then what if it sits there too long? At least to the stores, the boutiques and things
yeah,
that were
yeah,
carrying my product, it was going out one, two, three.
yeah. So let me just throw this out there.
Yeah,
So David Guillaume is the owner of is it Mary Martha Supplements? And Whole Foods turned them into billionaires.
I know. I've had a
I
couple of
mean,
things that
and yeah,
I
and
know.
that may not matter to you, but it's,
No, it's
yeah,
cool and it's nice, and I know I had opportunity right then and there, and it's a funny thing. It's what you want,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I always wanted to do very well, but it wasn't important to me
yeah,
to be the Whole Foods person,
yeah,
to
yeah.
do that. And you know
Under,
what? And
yeah.
I don't regret that.
No,
Yeah,
that's awesome. No,
yeah,
I just thought you would find that interesting.
yeah, I
And
do.
actually he and his wife, Mary Martha is his wife and ex-wife, but they're still business partners and friends. And that wasn't even where they were going. They wanted healthy products. And then I struggle with the fact that they claim they have healthy products because they have gummies, and gummies, once you congeal, like you take the vitamins and you try to congeal them, you lose a
Yeah.
lot of nutrients. That's here nor there today. But yeah, it just it's amazing what you've done. What you've done. As I mean, I knew that you sold on Facebook. I didn't know you were in all these stores and all this stuff. So I'm pretty excited about this and really happy for
Yeah.
you. That's
No,
awesome.
it did start really small, and it was I was down the Cape and they needed products for an auction. And I said, "Oh, I can make you some soap." And so then I went over to the auction table and people were just bidding like crazy on my basket. And I'm like, "What is this about?" Long story short, I ended up so that auction happened. And then what I ended up doing is saying, "Can I make some for you?" And I was starting to just kind of give it to the people that didn't get it. And then I realized there were like 30 and 40 people. And then I was doing shows down the Cape and I started to, I think this Cape is going to be a good place for me to put my stuff in some of their stores if they want it. And they did. And then I had another store, Collections Gallery, a really beautiful store of just, artisans. And so I had my stuff in there for a long time. The thing about places like that, and I love doing it, they have, I don't know what you call it. I can't think of it off the top. I guess I have to find out what that brain pill is that you take. But they had my products for probably a good 10 years also, but they also are co-op. And they
Okay.
heard about my stuff through someone else who was part of the co-op. So they just took it in and I would go in and display it everywhere amongst the store. And somebody decided to be the last person on the co-op. So you either just do me, you take on me, or someone that's paying the mortgage on the co-op. So I totally
Right.
understood that. But so the Cape was a big
Yeah.
hit for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tim grew up out there. I were in this, he spent summers out there, and his parents, they would go to Nauset Beach every summer.
Oh yeah.
They spent 4th of July at Nauset Beach every summer. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
honey, where did your grandparents live? Narragansett?
Yeah.
Is that
Have you
Narragansett
have you
Bay?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of that, but I don't think I've ever been there. We were at a
Okay.
place called Mashney Island down there, and
Okay.
it's beautiful. And so I will occasionally do a show for them down there. I mean, it's just right on the water. You have your big
Yeah.
tent out, and it's
Yeah.
like, don't have to buy anything. I'm happy just
Yeah.
standing here. But that's where I sell out of the bug spray before I even
Yeah.
open.
Wow.
So yeah, so and
Yeah.
sometimes I'll do a live feed saying I already sold, because it's exciting, to
Yeah.
think that people are coming up. Can I? And I probably shouldn't do things like that. I should wait for all the customers to come by, but I don't know. It
But
was
you know
fun.
what? Somebody with money that wants to pay is a customer. So,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean,
That's true.
you're one person, you're a one man show, and you've done a
I
phenomenal
am.
job and with quality products. And I think that's awesome. And yeah,
Thank you.
very cool. Yeah.
Thank you.
Very, very cool. No, I've loved this. Anything else you want to tell us?
No, just basically that the most important thing I could tell you, well, it's not the most important thing, but I am so proud that I have been able to stay local and in the United States with all my products, and that has helped so many people. I feel I know who they are. I know how
Yeah.
much it's helped them, and so and plus the fact, I've been able to get everything I need immediately, and also I'm on their VIP list now. It's only because it's been 15 years. And after a
Yeah.
while, they
Yeah.
say, oh, scented soaps by Karen. Yeah, we're going to put it right at the top and your order's going out in the
Nice.
morning. And so for me, the most important thing the decision I made was to know that long ago, I want it all to be right here.
Yeah.
And not that I'm
Yeah.
saying that there's anything wrong with, I sell to other countries.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not saying, but
No,
I
but I
want to
get
be
that.
able to,
Keeping, helping this country. There,
yeah,
we don't do enough of that. We,
yeah.
we
I'm very
need,
patriotic.
yeah, me too, as you know. I mean, and we need to, um, I mean, yes, of course, there's other countries, that we should help, but I think that a lot of times some of these other countries get helped with this country being neglected. And
That's
if we
right.
can do
Yeah.
business in this country, we should, you know?
Right. Well, I
Yeah.
did a lot of when I was in Canada, which was 10 times in 1 year. I went to Canada and by, 14-hour ride. And as I was doing business down there, I started understanding the government down there and I got to be very friendly with the Canadians, very, very friendly.
We
And they
have
always used,
Leanne is here. We have a few Canadians in our program, and
oh,
she's, yeah, her camera's
we're
not on. I saw her log in. She's amazing. I love her. She's a sweetheart. But yeah, we have Canadians in the program. So
Yeah, what do you know what part of Canada they're from?
I don't remember, and I don't
Okay,
know
that's
if
okay.
there she is. I see her camera. Do you want to unmute and tell us, Leanne?
Saskatchewan.
Yep. That's what I
Hello
thought, but
there,
I
Karen.
wasn't sure.
Yeah, yeah. Nope. I've been really listening, and actually, I was already on your website.
Oh, no, where is that? Because I'm all my places at Antigonish and Nova Scotia, and the Bay, but I don't know where you just
That's more
it's
of the middle of,
Yeah,
so
we're
like
Prairie Province.
Montana.
There's
She's
Manitoba,
above
Saskatchewan,
Montana.
Alberta.
oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were really out there, like pretty far.
Okay.
Right at the bay, three sides of the ocean. And then my aunt was a professor at a college in Antigonish. It was called St. X. Well, it's St. Xavier or something like that, St. X. And so I came to love that place. But I was dealing with a lot of people, and eventually I was told recently, they said, you are a tough lady, because I had to do a lot of, financial stuff down there, and it was not easy dealing with the Canadian government.
Yeah.
Not that this, I mean, it's not easy dealing with any government, but
Right.
Oh, you don't have to put your arm. We're not for some of our Canadian stuff going on here.
well,
I'd say for world peace.
yeah, no, I was just so happy that to be able to work with the government and work with the people, and then realize that I understood so much that was going on. And the real estate agent that I talked to recently he said, it's been wonderful dealing with you. He said, you do have a great understanding of Canada. Well, I love Canada because part of my
Yeah.
family was from
Yeah.
there. But anyway, then he followed up by saying, you're a spitting, I don't know what he said, but I did get to a place where I had to sort of say to people, come on, it's been a year and a half. Help me,
Yeah.
please. But anyway, so my products, I hope you enjoy the fact that they're all natural, that I love making them. The price point, like I said before, is really great. I think you'll find the price point really great. I have a shipping price that I pretty much don't go up on. I keep it simple, because because I've worked it out, because I figured it out, thought about it ahead of time. Um, and I think anything that you purchase from me, I think you're going to be very happy with it. And I think whoever you're going to give it to will be will be happy with the gift because it's made by me, it's wrapped by me, the labels are designed by me, slapped on the back, ribbons go on into packages and then to the post office. So I do it all. And I don't know how I have survived 15 years,
I
but
love
I have.
that.
So I know. So I guess it's
Yeah.
okay.
I just want to
So
even
Karen,
plant this seed. So something that I'm doing for gifts this year for daughter-in-law, daughter is, so like I got the Norwex laundry detergent, and I'm getting them the Norwex fruit spray to clean their fruit and vegetables.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to get some of your products. They're going to get like a basket of healthy, like, wash your clothes better, clean your fruit better, put better stuff on your skin. Um,
Yeah.
you know,
That's my next thing, by the way. I want to get into making some products for your house. I've been making my own products lately, but I want to, this is my baby. All of
yeah,
this stuff
yeah,
is my baby, but I think I can do something. We'll see.
yeah.
We'll
No,
see.
I'm
I
excited to get my hands on some things. I
good.
definitely, what intrigued me was the room and fabric spray. And, we
Yeah.
have, we have a dog that hunts, and so he doesn't always smell the best. And, just different things. Even the baby products are intriguing. I love it. I think
Yeah.
this has been a great talk. I'm really, really happy that
Yes.
you did
Thank
this for
you.
us tonight.
Well, thank you for asking me.
Yeah,
I'm honored. It's been great.
yeah. No, I love it.
Karen,
And go ahead, Leanne. I'm sorry.
that's okay, Karen. I was just wondering, I noticed you have a soap with patchouli in it.
Yeah.
And
Patchouli and lavender.
yeah, I seen that one on there. And then you've got the man's cream's got a rose patchouli in it. And
Yep. That's
now, would that be good for a woman too? Because like I love patchouli.
sure.
Like,
Absolutely.
okay.
Absolutely. And the other thing about the patchouli, you just made me think of something. Well, it's actually too long to talk about, but yes, so I do have patchouli. Yes.
I love patchouli. That's
It
Well,
my
and
has to
you
be
can
the right
connect
thing.
outside of here too. So
Yes.
you guys are
yeah,
all in our Facebook group, friend each other
Yeah.
and
Okay.
connect. And yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, yeah. No, that was, I just will say very quickly, I have to say this really fast. When I started the business, I said I was a little girl when I started the business. And I grew up because it was Scented Soaps by Karen, and the logo was a little girl that I drew, and it was every single item had a name behind it. So the patchouli was Adrian, a friend of mine. We were in the 70s. We went to high school in this, graduated in the 70s, and we were all about that certain scent, right? And so there was a name on everything and a story. And then a little bit of time went by, and I showed my grandmother that I was saying earlier that lived to 101. I showed her a picture that I drew, and she said, "Well, that looks like a third grader drew it." But of course, that's just what some people will just say. And I said, "I got to grow. I'm going to just not." I went to a course. And I took a fantastic course. I learned more about myself than in my products in this course, and then I changed it up a bit, and I just lost the names for everything. I no longer was going to be named after each person that I thought of or that asked me to name it after them. So then I became more serious, and my labels became a little more,
yeah,
grown
yeah.
up, but
No,
it's
but
been
I
fun.
I like that story. That happened to me with Sedalia Designs as well, and
Did it?
just
Yeah.
oh, hugely. And even with Sedalia Designs, I talk about the fact that I could have never grown that company um, before I healed my health because I mean, I worked 80-hour weeks, but I loved every minute of it. And I do that again now because I love it. But I could not have done that when I was sick, when I was overweight and sick. And
Yeah.
the thing is, I had always thought in my mind, because I started my first company at 19, I thought I was going to own a direct sales company by the time I was 30. And then Sedalia Designs took off like that when I was 50. Well, what I learned over the 10 years I owned it, I had a lot to learn about people and a lot to learn about me.
Yeah.
And so God was, I saw God in
Mhm.
that. And that even,
Yeah.
I think, prepared me for what I do today. I have to have a lot of patience doing what I do. I deal with a lot of personalities here. And here I get personal with people and the emotional side. And
Mhm.
it's so, yes, we evolve being in business. you know,
Definitely, absolutely.
and so you're living your purpose because that is happening to you, you
Yes,
know.
it is. And when you say that it's funny, the woman that I took the course with is amazing, but she makes me, I think of you a lot when I think of her. She had several things going on and it was going to be super expensive. I mean, it was going to be ridiculously expensive. So I had to like think about it and I had till 11 o'clock to get my debit card through to this woman. At 5 minutes to 11, I just said, I'm doing it. And she said, thank God, you want this. And I got to tell you something. It was at the right time. I was at the right age,
Yeah,
older,
yeah,
but I was right there. And honest to goodness, she'd start talking to me talking about me, and she'd say, "Well, listen, look at Karen. She's doing this and that." But that's because she taught, and I listened, and I took my notes, and I went
yes,
because I
yes,
needed that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So,
that's awesome. That is great. All right.
well, thank you.
So yeah, you're so welcome. I'm so glad you were here, and I'll send this video out to everybody tomorrow. I probably will put it on YouTube, and then if you even want to share it, I don't have a problem with that. You know, you
Sure.
can
I'm going to
show
share
people.
you. I told people I was going to be doing this tonight, and then I said, I'm going to be sharing this person, Marcy, but I'll share your whole program. And I was going to
Thank
do
you.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And so we usually end with a moment of silence prayer when, when more than two are together. We know God is with us all the time, but when more than two gather, he hears us. And so pray for whatever you would like and just a moment of silent prayer. In Jesus' name. And God bless our countries and just God bless everybody here. So
God bless you, Marcy.
thank you. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. So did anybody have any questions? Anybody else? No?
Well, it was nice meeting a Canadian neighbor.
It was nice
Yes.
meeting you too, Karen. I'm going to
Yes.
be getting an order in, so I'm looking
Thank
forward.
you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, everybody have a great night. You all know it's time for my hot bath. That's what I do.
Me too.
And I will talk to you all soon. If you need me, you know how to reach me. And we will be live Friday night. Saturday morning is going to be an hour earlier because I have my coffee with Jesus on Saturday. So 6:30 a.m. Mountain this Saturday. So, and don't forget to pray for Nadine. She's got to have oral surgery on Friday. So,
Ouch.
yeah, yeah, please. So keep her in your prayers and thoughts. And I love you guys and have a great night.
Yep. Have a good night,
Okay.
everybody.
Good
Thank you
night.
and God bless.